all very excited with what lies ahead of us. It's the RoughTackle podcast where we do everything Ghana Premier League. And this weekend we are coming with renewed adrenaline because it's a big one. Two big games actually before us, and we'll delve deep into those games. Now, one of those games has a lot of controversy surrounding it because it's been chaotic. One club has been in the news for the past 3 days, and obviously we'll be talking about them. My name is Mutala Yakoba. I'm joined by Bashiru and Kwabena, and they would be doing the talking as I sit, enjoy whatever they would bring on the table. First, it's match day 22 of the Ghana Premier League. Last week, there were no games because they had to make way for the MTN FA Cup, which has caused a lot of problem. The aftermath of the MTN FA Cup, if we say we won't talk on for a year, we will spend like 5 days talk or what has happened. But first, let's start from the top. There's a big game in Takwa that we cannot take our eyes off. Mediema are coming up against Adriana in match day 22 of the Ghana Premier League. No matter how you look at it, Bashiru, it could be a very defining moment in who wins the title.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the brightest teams in the Ghana Premier League so far. I think Adriana's recent showing in the Ghana Premier League gives them a shout at the Premier League this year. They are just 7 points separates them between Mediama. So for them, it's a very important game if they want to keep their title hopes alive. For Mediama, it's an opportunity for them to extend their lead at the top of the table. So it makes the game very interesting for both sides. I think for Adriana, the last game, they'll be buoyed by their last game because they beat Kotoko on penalties to earn a spot in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. And they did that at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. So doing that away from home gives them the sort of confidence they need going into the game against Mediama. For Mediama also, they also earned a place in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. And they've been very good on their home turf as well. The TNA Stadium has always proven to be a place where they are very comfortable playing. So I think it's a very tricky match for Mediama who are playing at home. But like I said, they'll be motivated by the fact that they have an opportunity to extend their lead at the top of the table. They would also be guided or minded by the fact that Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko will be playing on Sunday. So if they are able to get the win, regardless of what happens between the game between Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they wouldn't mind because they would have earned all maximum points against a side that is likely to threaten them for the title. So I think it's a very good game for all those who have an eye for the Ghana Premier League. It is a game you can afford to watch as the Ghana Premier League is gradually entering its climax. So I'm looking forward to that game between Mediama and Adriana.
Now, I'm trying to look at the dynamics. Okay, I'll come back to you. Let me go to Kwabena. Now, I'm looking at the dynamics. Could it be the stats of a serious talk that Mediema are gradually walking towards the title? And could it also be the end of Adriana dreaming about winning the Ghana Premier League and rather maybe channel their energy into the FA Cup? Because whoever wins this game, it would have a telling effect on even the Sunday game.
That's very true. So this game is a very big one at Takwa TNA Park on Friday. Because if Mediama is to win, Mediama now widens the gap between themselves and Adriana to 10 points, which is going to be very difficult for Mediama to lose at least maybe 4 games in the draw. That's going to be very difficult. If Adriana wins, they just get closer to also competing. But if I was to be Adriana, I feel like winning the league is going to be very difficult because Mediama playing at home are a very tough side. This season, they've not lost any game at home. And when they play at home, because of the home fans over there, they want to do something. And another thing that is even making everything very okay for them is they've been promised that if they qualify for Africa, there are more sponsorships that will come in for Mediama. So they have to do whatever it takes to win the Premier League. Whatever they have to do, they have to win the Premier League. They have to do it. So for Adriana, it's going to be very difficult. And now what has really helped them is that they've been able to qualify to the quarterfinals of the MTN FA Cup. So that is really something I feel like they have to just focus on. Because if they want to focus on it, they can win it. They can really win it. And just if the results in Takwa doesn't go well, it shouldn't just lower their expectations or maybe just lower them down. They have to just forget about it and just focus on the MTN FA Cup. So I just feel like this is a game that Midiama will have everything that it takes to win that game because they know they are playing at home. They know if they win this game, it widens the gap because one, Asante Kotoko will be playing, and one of these teams will drop points. So if they drop points, it just still widens them. So it's a very good chance for Midiama to just get a win in this game.
With all that you've seen from Adriana Chuba, the players they have this season, I mean, extra motivation from knocking out Kotoko from the MTN FA Cup. Would they go there knowing that a defeat here could end our chances of winning the title? So do you think they have enough within their tank to be able to, I mean, not cause a shock because it's a big team, get the 3 point, the 3 maximum point, which will push them further closer to Midiama themselves?
Yeah, I think if they are looking for something to motivate them, I think it's the fact that they...
Let me even rephrase the question. If you were a part of it, if you were a Tapu, where would you put your X? Is it the FA Cup, which you have a realistic chance of winning, or you still try and win the league?
No, I think they are still in there with a chance to win the league. I mean, I think they are just 7 points. There is just 7 points between them and Midiama. So if they win that game, they would just be 4 points behind them. So they still have a chance. I mean, I think if they are looking for something to motivate them, or if I was part of their technical team and I needed to give a pep talk ahead of that game,
I'll just...
I'll just...
We'll be the Diana players. So we are here.
I just have to make a case for the fact that we still have a chance to win the title. I mean, if we're able to beat Kotoko at Babayara Sports Stadium, then we can do it at the TNA Stadium. So if you look at the points gap between Adriana and Midiama, if they are able to win, there will just be 4 points between them and Midiama. So I think they can use that as a sort of motivation going into the game. The fact that they're on the back of winning against Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the FA Cup, and they have an opportunity to close the gap between them and Midiama. So that's the sort of motivation they need going into the game. And the fact is, I mean, you like to play the underdog role when you are playing in these sort of games. I think no one is giving them a chance to go to Midiama considering the home form that Midiama has. So if they are able to go there if there is any team that can do that, I think it is Adriana. They have the quality to be able to upset Midiama at home. So they may look at that game that way because no one is really giving them a chance to win that game. I mean, already people are looking at it as a game they will lose. So if they're able to surprise a few and motivate themselves to make themselves proud, I think these are the sort of games that they can look up to and try to win the game. Hopefully, if they do so, they have a chance to close the gap and hopefully
in your own
remain
estimate,
in the title race.
With what you've seen from both sides, who do you think would win this game?
Well, I think Midiama playing at home always will be the favorites to win this game. But like I said, if there is any team that can cause an upset against Midiama, it should be Adriana.
Ibrahim Tanko is going into a game where there will be a lot of expectation on his shoulders, knowing that a win could potentially push Midiama as the key favorite to win the title.
Yeah.
You're coming up against a team that knows that if I win against these opponents, I close the gap on them. Do you think that pressure could be channeled or processed into something positive for Tanko to say that, okay, let's go on and win this game?
Yeah, I feel that pressure could turn out to be something positive because, one, this is a game that is going to be very difficult, especially when you check the midfield battle of both sides. It's going to be very, very difficult. The former Future Stars player who is playing for Indiana now and Salim Adams of Midiama, that midfield battle between both sides is going to be very, very, a very nice one. So I'm sure Ibrahim Tanko will tell the players that this is a game that we have to win. When we win this game, we just widen the gap and we have the chance of winning the Ghana Premier League. So I feel like Ibrahim Tanko will just tell them, one, you are playing in front of your home fans, playing at home. This season, you've not lost any game at home. So this is a chance. You don't have to make Adriana come to Takwa and come and beat you. This is a chance that you have to win them to get more chance of winning the title. So I just feel like Ibrahim Tanko is a very experienced coach. He's going to talk to the guys very well. He's going to talk to the players very well. And the players know what is at stake. So at stake too, I'm sure they are going to do whatever it takes to win the league. But there's one thing about Adriana. This game will determine, after this game, that is one to determine what Adriana wants to take. If Adriana is to lose, I'm sure they'll be like, okay, let's focus on the MTN FA Cup. If they are to win, they'll be like, okay, we can win both the FA Cup and the Premier League. So this game is very important for Adriana.
This game would actually give them time to reflect and make a decision.
A decision, yes. This is a game that is going to give them the time, because this game can make them be like, okay, we are going for the double, or we just have to win the MTN FA Cup.
Wow, decision time for Mediema. They would actually be in action at the TNA Park against Mediema. It's going to be against Adriana, sorry. Yeah. It's going to be a big one for them. Ibrahim Tanko knows that a win in this game would push them further towards the title. So that game comes off on Friday at 4:30 p.m. and will be live on TV3 and on your TV. Let's move on to the Sunday game. Before the Sunday game, let's do a recap of what happened last Sunday. Kotoko lost to Adriana on penalties in the MTN FA Cup round of 16. Right after the game, there were a lot of agitations at the Barbara Sports and fans wanted Zito gone. Then on Monday, the IMC held a meeting in, I think in the evening.
Yeah,
it came out around 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then the news came that Karim Zito has stepped aside, resigned. But it's not just resignation. I mean, the club made it clear, Safuduko and the club made it clear that they were not satisfied with his performance. Do you think at a crucial time that Asante Kotoko are still in the title conversation, because they are just 8 points behind Mediema, taking such a decision? Is it, I mean, is it the right step for Kotoko to say that, okay, with 13 matches to go, we need to change the direction?
If you want to have an appreciation of whether a coach is gone or will stay, just observe his comments, posts every match. I mean, I think the comments that came from Zito in the aftermath of that FA Cup game between Kotoko and Adriana, gave you the impression of where he was as far as Kumasi Asante Kotoko was concerned. For me personally, I've always been on the side of coaches, especially with a team like Kumasi Asante Kotoko, where they've struggled. I mean, I think he's not just the one who has been a victim of being sacked by Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I think last year around this time, he was replacing another coach who was sacked for bad results. So if indeed the change of coaches is what solves the problem, I think Zito should still be in the job for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, or results should have improved for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
There are those who also feel that, say Zito Kroba in 6 matches when Ogum left, so it's normal. But looking at it critically, where do you think the problem lies with Kotoko? Is it the coaching? Is it that the players are not good enough? There are others who have been in a managerial position like Kwame Banyuako, who also feel that Kotoko's management structure is problematic, because you don't keep an IMC for more than 2 years, an interim management committee for more than 2 years. As it stands, Kotoko has no
board,
substantive management or a board.
Yeah, I think that's very problematic. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I wanted to allude to the fact that management has always been the problem for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and I've always talked about the fact that expectations are also very high at the club, which sometimes doesn't resonate with the reality of the club. Because you look at a club like Kumasi Asante Kotoko, the way they've been run over the years, they were always at risk of making a decision that would cause a shock in the football world as far as the Ghana Premier League is concerned. So for me, I've always had reservations about Kotoko, how Kotoko is being run. But then again, I mean, if you're a coach, you know what you are signing for when you join Kumasi Asante Kotoko, because they kind of expect a coach to perform a magic when the club itself has not created the sort of environment that would help a coach to thrive. That has been the challenge for every coach that has coached Kumasi Asante Kotoko over the years. I did allude to the fact that if indeed the coach was the problem, last year around this time, they were sacking a coach. And since that coach departed, what has been the results for Kumasi Asante Kotoko? We expect results to improve, but results haven't improved. So very clearly, the problem cannot only be the coach. There's something beyond a coach's problem. And that problem is the fact that the club is not being run properly. If you want to have a proper context to what I'm saying, you look at how they handled the transfer concerning Albert Amua, the controversies surrounding that transfer. And now he's back at Kumasi Asante Kotoko again, playing for them again. You know how integral he was for Kumasi Asante Kotoko during the campaign on the African soil. So very clearly, I think the problem is beyond the coach. For Karim Zito, I can only empathize with him. He tried to do the right things for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. If you look at Kotoko, anytime I watch them, I feel like anytime I see Kotoko lose a game, I'm kind of surprised because anytime I watch the rest of the remaining clubs in the Ghana Premier League, they are the teams that strike me as a proper Premier League side. They have a lot of dynamism to their game. On their day, that's why I'm not surprised that they are the team that recorded the most goal in a single game in the Ghana Premier League when they beat Bechim by 6-0. So very clearly, they have the sort of dynamism you expect. It's just that, they've not been able to be consistent as you would expect of a big club. And I think if you want consistency, you have to stick to a particular coach. And Kotoko doesn't seem to give their Gaffers the opportunity to
So Zito is gone. Yao, Prince Yaosu and Hamza are taking over. If there is any better time for RoughTackle to get a victory against Kotoko at Babayara, is it this one?
Yeah, there's a game that they have to do their best to win against Asante Kotoko, but they don't have to be slowly headed because one, this is the Super Clash. And Super Clash, sometimes it's not a coach that needs to tell you that you have to perform well, you don't have to perform well. A lot of promises coming from former players, management members, and other things. So this is a game that you have to do your best. If a coach is not even on the touchline to even tell you what to do, you have to prove yourself to be very good. So for RoughTackle, this is a time they have to beat Kotoko, but they just have to be very careful because if you are not careful and they take it like, oh, okay, Kotoko now has an interim maybe coach who is going to be in affairs of things, and they get so like they don't take the game very serious, they might be punished. But talk about Zito's case, I just feel like the problem lies with the whole club, the IMC, the coach, the
Everyone
players.
is involved.
Yes. The IMC, because, as you said, the name is Interim Management Committee.
Yeah.
And they've been there for 3 years. And if someone says interim, you should be there for a temporary reason. But you've been there for 3 years, meaning you're not an IMC. So that is one thing that is so wrong from the Kotoko aspect, that keeping an IMC for 3 years. One, the coach, because it got to a time, the truth was, there were some of the football we were watching from Zito, it wasn't really nice from the players. Example, when Kotoko played against 11 Wonders at the Legon Sports Stadium, 11 Wonders came to the stadium 10 minutes late. They didn't do any warm-up.
Yeah, they didn't warm up. I remember that game. Yeah.
But the kind of football Kotoko played on that day, you ask yourself, a team that didn't warm up for 10 minutes, but the kind of tactics they were playing was so bad that you couldn't see any pattern from Kotoko. And that was so bad. It got to a point, Kotoko weren't playing so good. The only game that they played so well in the second round was against BBN Gold Stars at BBN. That one we all saw how Kotoko played so well.
I think that was their best
game.
Their
best game.
Even the 6-0 against Bechim wasn't
even their best game.
Bechim dominated that game.
That was their best game. Apart from that game, you didn't see any nice football from the players. Thirdly, the players, because one, these are players that you were playing for other teams. When you were at the other teams, fine, someone would say the pressure at Kotoko is so high.
The pressure levels are different.
It's different. But when you check, when you were at the other team, the salary you were even getting at the end of the month was very small. You come to Kotoko. This is the opportunity for you are getting a big salary. This is the opportunity for you to prove to be very good. And when you play for Asante Kotoko, when you play for RoughTackle, this is a chance that sometimes you even get the opportunity to travel out of the country to play for bigger clubs. But when you come to Kotoko, that is when some of the players relax and you don't know what they have to do. There are a lot of players that we've seen from Kotoko this season that they are not proving to be very good. I can give you a lot of examples. The likes of Emmanuel Enchi is not proving to be very good.
Oh, but he showed something small for the Olympics to Kotoko.
Thank you.
He showed glimpses of what
we are not seeing what he used to do.
You know they attribute that to injury. Wouldn't you say because he's been injured?
But you see, one, I understand injury comes in. But sometimes when they put him in games, when a player is serious, you see that, oh no, this player is serious. But we don't see that for Emmanuel Enchi lately. Walid Fuseni, when he played in the first half. Oh, you've called yourself Neymar, but you're not showing to be a Neymar. You've called yourself Neymar, you're not showing to be a Neymar. Because one, when he played in the first half against Adriana in the MTF Cup, we saw how bad he played. He didn't play any good football. So there are a lot of players that are playing for Kotoko. That's like, you should sit down and see like the players are slowly ended, like they pamper them too much. So they really have to do well because this is a game that I feel like they have to make their fans very happy. Their fans are very bored. And the fans, it's normal for them to be bored because when they go to the stadium, they have to pay for tickets, sit down, and they watch what Asante Kotoko does, and they see how bad they play. They will get bored.
But should this be the games to sometimes the Kotoko will turn up and everybody will be like, so Zito was the one.
The problem. That's it.
But let's talk about Haas briefly. They've played, I think Didi Dramani has played 2 games against Kotoko. One in the top 4 where they won. I think they won by 2 goals.
He has played 3.
3 games. Okay, the
President's Cup.
Yeah, the President Cup as well.
Yeah.
They lost that.
They lost 2-1.
So he's lost twice to Asante Kotoko and won 1 in the President Cup.
No,
now
in the
he's
top
not
4.
facing Zito.
He won in the top 4.
Yeah, he won in the top 4. So he's now facing Yao, Prince Yao Usu and Hamza Ben. Does that really change anything? Because there are some people who believe that Kotoko has their coach in Ukraine. The players can motivate themselves.
Yeah.
But one has a substantive coach. The other is coming with 2 assistant coaches.
No, I think it doesn't change anything. I mean, if you look at the Haas Kotoko game historically, people will tell you that it doesn't even depend on form or it doesn't rely on form. So I think the fact that Kotoko do not have a coach does not mean that Accra Hearts of Oak is granted a win in that game. In fact, it makes it even more complex for Accra Hearts of Oak because I feel Kotoko will be a lot more motivated, especially.
Who will be under more pressure?
I think Accra Hearts of Oak will be under more pressure because, I mean, Kotoko is without a
Kotoko
coach.
Onwako Lusu against Ediana now has to be under pressure.
Yeah, because they don't have a coach. So there is kind of some responsibility
that
on
you must
Coach
be them
Didi
at all costs.
Dramani, yes, to try and win that game. And I think that is the problem for Accra Hearts of Oak. For me, the thing that makes me have hope in Accra Hearts of Oak is the fact that if you look at them away from home,
they
solid. Seem to do very well away from home. So if you look at the table, per the away from, I think Accra Hearts of Oak is top of the Ghana Premier League if you are judging it solely on their away form. So I think that's what Accra Hearts of Oak can take into the game to have
Mention
a belief.
2 players in that Heart of Folk team who could make the difference for them on the day.
Well, I think Asibe in defense always kind of show up against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But he gets
before. But
he has
Albert Samoa.
He go make some terrible mistake there.
He has some
and
kind
he's
of
been
lapses.
making those mistakes, especially against Kotoko. He will play 80 minutes of fantastic football.
The last 10 minutes.
One loss of concentration.
Yeah. I mean, he has that in his game. That's aspects of him in his game. But I think he always shows up against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I mean, he's got that mental fortitude to approach that game. And then Mauli Wayo, who has been
top scorer.
Top scorer for Accra Hearts of Oak. I'm looking forward to him showing up.
Who wins the game?
I'm an Accra Hearts of Oak fan, so I expect Accra.
Who wins the game?
Asante Kotoko.
Why?
Okay.
Who are the 2 players who could also make the difference for Kotoko? Maybe mention Samba.
Samba. No, Samba will make the difference because because of how good he is defensively.
So Samba
and Albert Samoa.
Albert Samoa.
Yeah, he has to. He has to.
So we spoke. Okay. So we spoke. TV3 had an interview with Albert Samoa before the sack of Zito, just a day before the sack of Zito, and he says that one of his main aims of coming back to Kotoko is to get back to get into the Black Stars. So games like this, he needs to turn up.
And this is a game that you get the Blasters assistant coaches watching because
everybody
will be at the Barbara Sports Stadium.
Everybody will
because
be there.
Benjamin Ansari, the Blasters goalkeeper, will also be imposed for Hearts of Oak. So this is a chance that they are going to assess a lot of players. So if you're a footballer that wants to prove to be very good, the likes of Hubert Jewo of Asante Kotoko, who is a very good player, this is the time that you have to do so. So this is a game that I feel like both sides are really going to be very serious, but I just feel like Asante Kotoko.
Sunday, 5 p.m. live on TV3 and on your TV. Let's touch up briefly on the other games before we call it a wrap. Ho United, they are in danger. They are coming up against Nations FC. I spoke with a Ho United fan, and he says that from now till the league ends, they must win every home game. It's non-negotiable.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're on 20 points. 3 points separates them from the relegation danger, actually. So I think if they can get a win in that game against Nations FC, it would boost their chances of surviving the Ghana Premier League. So I share the sentiment of that fan who says they have to win all their games to stand a chance of staying in the Ghana Premier League.
Of course. Then there's Dreams FC, who drew their last game against Vision. They are coming up against Karela, Tuba Astrotef.
There's one key thing about Dreams FC. When they play at the Tuba Astrotef, they prove to be very good. And that's a place that I feel like when they play so well, they get a win. So I just feel like this is a match that they have to win. They have to just get a maximum 3 points. And within Dortmund is here to lose in this last 5 games. So there's a straight win for Dreams FC.
Now, with all that we've talked about, Gold Star, Mediema, Adriana, Kotoko has one of the teams that could benefit is Gold Stars. They are actually playing Basekoli Stars at home. And they would be eyeing a win in that game, knowing that the top 5 are playing amongst themselves.
Yeah, I think a win for them in that game is non-negotiable because, I mean, like you said, they stand to benefit from the fixture this week. So if they can get a win, they also have a chance of chasing the title. So I think it's a very good opportunity for them to get all 3 points to stand a chance of chasing the title as well.
Kasim Mingo is at All Blacks. He lost his first game against Gold Stars. They are back home playing one of the most solid side in the Ghana Premier League in Samatex.
This is a very difficult one for both sides, especially.
But Kasim, you know if he afford drop points again.
No.
Where All Blacks
it's not
and
good
the
at
fans
all.
are saying
They don't want to
play
go
in the Division 1 for 16 years,
and
come back to the Premier League and go back there.
It's very, very difficult.
They can't take it.
But you're also playing against a coach of Samatex, Christopher Inning, who is doing so well over there. And it's going to be very difficult for both sides. But I just feel like this is a match that All Blacks needs to do whatever it takes to beat Samatex. It's going to be very, very difficult because of how Samatex play and how good their midfield and their defensive line is.
Defensively, they're solid.
How good they are. So it's going to be very difficult. But All Blacks needs to do whatever it takes to win this game.
Okay. Then there's Brecum Chelsea against Heart of Lions. Lions, finally, it looks like the Shackles are off. Won against Kotoko by 3-1. But we've seen that before. They won against 11 Wonders. The next game, then go mess up.
Yeah, I mean, this was against Kumasi Asante
with the
Kotoko.
issues surrounding their goalkeeper and all that, they need to win games.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, I think they were one of the brightest side, when the league started. Unfortunately, they kind of dropped off. So this is an opportunity for them to record consecutive wins for a long time since the league commenced. So I think it's a very good opportunity for them. They come up against Brecum Chelsea away from home. It's always difficult to go away and record maximum points, but I'm counting on them to be able to do so at a very difficult ground against Brecum Chelsea. So,
and I think the last fixture is Bechem United Young Apostles.
Okay, so you see with Bechem, they started the second round a bit okay than what they did in the first round. So playing at home, the previous home game they won. So playing at home, I'm sure this is the period that they have to win most of their home games. In the Ghana Premier League, you have to win your home games if you want to survive in the league or win in the Premier League. So if you want to win the Premier League. So there's a game that I feel like Bechem needs to do whatever it takes to beat Young Apostles.
Of course, so these are the fixtures coming up. But let's do a general overview of the Ghana Premier League so far. We've played 21 matches heading into match day 22. Are there so far any standout performance for you that you think have a realistic chance of being named as part of the Black Star squad, even if it's provisional? Because we know that Benjamin Asare, that one,
he ticked.
Heart of Folk fans, they push another agenda of Agbasi. Do you think it's right, not even right, it's prudent for Otuado to say, I'm taking 2 goalkeepers from Heart of Folk?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think we have to be fair to the technical setup of the Black Stars. There are other people who have shown their level as well at different clubs. I mean, for you to be guaranteed a place in the national team, it doesn't have to be driven by sentiments. I think you have to justify your place through your performances, and there are others who are doing very well as well. So I think, with regards to the Black Stars, because
it turned debate too. People are saying apart from Benjamin Asare, looking when they watch the local scene, it's hard to pinpoint at least 4 or 3 players who join Benjamin Asare to make 4 from the local league, even if they are part of just the provisional squad.
Yeah, I mean,
I go free mention players. I think should be in the Black Stars.
I mean, I think if you genuinely want to stand a chance of featuring for the Black Stars, I think you have to be a defender to stand a chance to feature for the Black Stars. I mean, they are stuck.
Why?
I mean, they are stuck up front and in midfield. I mean,
if
you look at the level of competition in the Black Stars at the defense.
Jikude right now. There's Jonas Ajeti.
Yeah.
There's Pepra.
Yeah, Pepra. Yeah, Pepra.
Oh, I always forget this guy's name. He plays in Turkey. This defender. Oh.
Who, Jerome?
Jerome
Opoku.
He's still in Turkey, right?
Yeah, he's still in Turkey.
Jerome Opoku did.
I mean, Salisu is injured, obviously. For the rest
Salisu
of the
is
season.
injured. Mumin is injured.
Yeah, Mumin
He's
is
not
injured.
making it to the World Cup.
Mumin is also injured.
If you look at the quality in front for the Black Stars, I think if you want to have a genuine shout at the Black Stars, I think you have to be a defender because
in the Ghana Premier League.
In the Ghana Premier League, because you look at the forward players. There are lots of them who probably are performing at a very top level.
So
you look at the last Black Stars setup.
Number 9? Who is number 9?
Nuamwa is nearing his injury return. He's very likely to get into the team. There is Fatau Isaku. There are the likes of Inaki Williams. There is Jordan.
So you want to tell me Alberta Moore, if Alberta Moore performs to the core and he's been added to the squad?
I don't think he's better than any of the forward players at the Black Stars.
I think Jordan no be number 9. Jordan self no be number 9.
But every coach wants to keep a consistent team. You look at Jordan.
No problem at all.
You look at Jordan Ayew for the Black Stars over the 2 games we played as a number 9. I think he kind of thrives, to Ado's system. He brings other people into the game. I mean, he allows other people the freedom to get their goals and move around the field freely. So, yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the setup of the Black Stars, it will be very difficult for any local player who plays as a forward to get into the
So
game.
it's just the defense.
We have so many players up front.
And
I mean, there is also conversation about the likes of Nketiah and
But
Hotsin
even with the
Odoi
defense,
to be part of
who have you seen that has distinguished himself so far?
I mean, I think Asibe, I'm a big fan of his actually because of the way he plays. I mean, he has his weaknesses as far as his football is concerned. I mean, the one you alluded to, he has some lapses in concentration during games. He doesn't have the ability to remain focused for 90 minutes of games. I mean,
but you
apart
still
from that,
take him
in his all-round game,
as a defender to the World
yes,
Cup.
I mean, I think
Well,
at least
me,
to make the provisional
I would
squad.
choose H.E. Dogley without a shade of doubt to be part. But which local players do you think, aside Asari, that could be part of the Black Star squad?
I feel like Salim Adams of Midiama this season.
Charlie, they make case.
Yeah, Salim Adams has
But
played
he
so
says
well.
we are stuck in midfield. It don't be so you talk.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, no.
I mean,
He go actually say Salim they can't play
I mean, in midfield as well. I
In
mean, I think
midfield,
you
so
have a
he
chance.
go-
You have a
No,
chance in
midfield, we have a chance.
Midfield will be
Yeah.
stuck.
Oh, no,
midfield,
I
we
mean,
have a chance.
Sibo, Thomas Partey.
I mean,
And those 2 players you mentioned are not really playing so well in their clubs.
but then go.
Yeah, they'll go. So,
There's this guy from Oxe that we even spoke to today, Elisha.
Elijah Osu.
He did Oxe as well. Ashimero just started playing
Yeah.
again.
Oh, but I just feel like if Salim Adams is to just up his game, his
I mean, I
games a
think
bit. I just
in
feel like
in that
he
area
can.
of the pitch, you stand a chance if you perform very
Would
well.
you take Prince Owusu back to the Black Stars?
Oh, I mean, why not? I mean, he's not when he had a chance to play. it's not really-
No. It's difficult. He's not even playing so well as
At
Midiama.
Midiama,
Yeah,
that be the case.
Now Salim Adams is playing better than Prince Owusu, so I feel like
Salim is like the best player of Midiama now.
yeah. So if they are to play, take any player, I feel like Salim Adams is the best player.
Just Salim Adams.
Salim and
Hey, you people just 3 months ago, you were all doing the Alberta Moore.
you see,
Now you are making it look like
it's not that-
anyone.
no,
There's
it's not
no
that-
space for Alberta Moore again.
No, because of one, Alberta has just came back in the second round. He has not proved to be very good so far.
Safin was that.
Yeah, so let's just wait and see how good. But if he proves to be very good, by all means, they'll call him for the Black Stars.
Because me, I feel we don't have a natural out and out
Yes.
number 9. Like if I look the Black Stars, say who be number? Because Inaki no be 9.
No.
I watched Amo against in Kotoko's
Adrian.
Champions League game against no. I mean WAC. And he was like, and the grass was
Whack then strong.
But look at the level you are recommending for him to go and play that. If WAC is strong, then imagine the kind of people you'd face when
we've
you
given
play
local
at the
players
international level.
opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I mean that's what I'm saying.
2006 Habib,
They were playing at a very top level.
Why,
And the state of the Ghana Premier League.
So the level that they play now, it don't be top level.
Oh, no, I mean,
Somebody
the
has
level-
gone to Libya to play
the
and come
level
back.
has
And you are
dropped.
saying he can't play at the World Cup
I mean,
level.
I hope he has an opportunity to show what
Me,
he
the
can.
player we are going to love be H.E. Dogley. Charlie, I
Very
feel the
good.
guy
Yeah,
is
Heart of Lion.
extremely good.
Yeah.
And in that number 6 row, I would love him to be that. This is what we call it a wrap with the RoughTackle podcast. And it's been a good one. Friday, as I said, a big one. Midiama coming up against Aduana 4:30 live on TV3 and on Nia TV. Then on Sunday, we all head to the Barbaira Sports Stadium. Can Asante Kotoko get back to winning ways? Can Hartlepool also get their first win at the Barbaira Sports Stadium since 2012, right?
Yeah.
Because the 2018 one on the Patrick Razak,
yeah.
it was truncated.
It was truncated.
The league was truncated, so it's not really going to count in there. My name is Mutala. Thanks to Bashiru and Kwabna, and we'll be back after match day 22.